deal with airplane peanuts.
Welcome back to Joke World. My name is Jake, and today is part 2 of finding out who is the best podcast guest of all time. Now, just like in the first episode, I understand this is subjective. I'm not giving my own opinions. I'm not reading your comments. We're using the scientific method, real math, to figure out who's the best podcast guest of all time. Who is the comedian that you want on your show? Now, in part 1, we looked at Mark Norman, Andrew Schultz, Chrissy D, Brian Callen, and the winner ended up being Chris D'Elia. Today we're going to give D'Elia a chance to defend his title against the big dogs, the heavy hitters of comedy. We got Tom Segura, Tim Dillon, Theo Von, and Joey Diaz. To make this work, we had to find 3 podcasts that all 5 comedians have appeared on. So that's going to be Bertcast, Joe Rogan Experience, and The Church of What's Happening Now. Just like last time, the scores will be calculated by the total amount of views an episode gets divided by the total amount of subscribers that podcast has. So for example, let's say Tom Segura went on The Joe Rogan Experience and got 5 million views on that episode. We'd take that 5 million views, divide by the 11.9 million subscribers Joe Rogan has, and that'd give you a total score of 0.42 for Tom Segura. I promise this will make a lot more sense once we get into the video. It's very simple and easy to follow along. If you're like, this seems dumb, I just want to see compilations, come back this weekend. We're doing part 2 of Tim Dillon's top 10 rants. But if you really like stand-up, you really like podcasting, you're a really big fan of these guys, I guarantee that you'll love this video. So let's just watch. Without further ado, let's get into it. We'll start off with Bertcast. Bert Kreischer has 834,000 subscribers on YouTube. We'll start off with the defending champ, Chris D'Elia. He appeared on Bertcast 3 years ago, episode 306, that had 765,000 views, giving Chris D'Elia a total Bertcast score of 0.91.
I always say, Brian Callen and I say, we say, oh yeah, we do stand-up and you want to have a conversation? Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I do stand-up. What the fuck are we going to talk about at a party? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like we do our favorite version of that on stage all the time.
Oh yeah, I used to. My wife gets exhausted at me because I go to a dinner party, and someone will go, I did something interesting the other day. And my wife's like, oh, here we go.
I know.
And she'd always preface this, guys, Bert, they don't know you. So just let it be. They don't need to know you. I'll fucking trump it. I am insufferable at a dinner party.
Tim Dillon was also on the show 3 years ago. He was episode 300. That had 156,000 views, giving Tim Dillon a Bertcast score of 0.18.
Alex Jones thing's fucking...
It's wild. It's wild.
Here's the thing. I don't really listen to InfoWars, but I do listen to him when he's on Rogan.
I got to be honest with you. He's the most entertaining person in the world. I mean, listen, is it bad? Sure. Am I going to get in trouble for saying this? Yes. Does he incite violence? Maybe. The point I'm making, okay? The point I'm making is purely, forget morals, forget any of this. Take yourself back to smoking weed in the back of a car in 11th grade when you were just like, things were just funny or they weren't. They were just entertaining or they weren't. You either watched it and went, what the fuck is this? I heard Alex Jones, okay, go on a rant about demons, like literal demons, for 20 minutes. 20 minutes hard about demons. And let me tell you right now, he started a show one night and he goes like this. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, he goes, we are bracing. This first words out of his mouth. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, we are bracing for thermonuclear war. And I'm like, how do you not laugh? How do you not be entertained? I mean,
dude, I think it was him, Rogan, and Eddie Bravo.
Amazing.
We're one of the best podcasts. And I'm just like, I gotta start listening to his shit. And then I turned it on. I was like, what the fuck? Hey, is this what he does for a living?
Joey Diaz's best episode was 4 years ago, episode 241. He had 691,000 views on that, giving him a Bertcast score of 0.82.
There you go. A little something for the podcast. A little protein. There you go. A little something for the podcast. That's some onions I had at lunch.
Tom Segura appeared on episode 100 of Bertcast and then also with Dave Attell on episode 237. Now, episode 100 was not fully uploaded to YouTube, so we're just going to go with his Dave Attell appearance, number 237. That was a score of 0.74.
But
that was nice.
But the part you're going to really love, so they're GoPro Hero 4 Blacks. Guess what they're called?
What?
That one's Wesley Snipes. That one's Kimbo Slice. And that's Jameis Winston.
He's so black.
Dude, Jameis Winston.
Not skin tone, just behaviorally.
Jameis Winston. I can't decide whether I really fucking love the guy, like if he's a Forrest Gump of football, or if he is.
He's not the Forrest Gump.
And last but not least, the Rat King Theo Von appeared on Bertcast 6 years ago, episode number 140. He had 229,000 views on that episode, giving him a Bertcast score of 0.27.
I was a fan of you on Road Rules.
Yeah.
I thought you should be a comic when I first saw you on Road Rules. Do you remember me telling you that story?
Yeah, I remember you telling me your wife thought I was cute.
Yeah. She definitely thought you were.
Not offense that I didn't hear what you said, but I mean, like, you know, I was a 22-year-old kid. I was like,
No,
that's more exciting.
Well, that does it for round one. Let's check in the leaderboard. So far, Chris D'Elia is defending his title with 0.91. Joey Diaz right behind him at 0.82. Tom Segura is middling right now at 0.74. Theo's a little behind at 0.27. I expect him to pick it up. And then Tim Dillon rounding us out as the caboose at 0.18. I also expect to see him picking it up in the next episode.
Hello, freak bitches.
The Joe Rogan Experience. I'm not sure if all of you have heard of it. It's more of a niche, smaller, low-key podcast. There's 11.9 million subscribers. Obviously, all 5 of these comedians have been on JRE many, many times, but with the recent Spotify thing and, you know, episodes being pulled down by Tim Dillon and Joey Diaz especially, and I guess Tom Segura's episodes have been pulled down, and so have Chris's, and all 5 of these people have had episodes pulled off of Spotify, off of their Joe Rogan appearances, so we're just going to go based on what full episodes are still up on YouTube and the views off of those. Real quick, I'm not sure if you noticed this new chair behind me, but I want to give a quick shout out to the people at eWin Racing for sending me this beast. I got my old chair from Amazon and it broke after about a month of use, just clean in half. But this eWin chair can hold up to 550 pounds, so I never have to worry about that again. I can gain as much weight as I want and not have to worry about getting any new chairs. I mean, look how wide the seat is. I could fit a whole nother person next to me. These things flip out. Huge wide cushion. You could fit so many people in this chair. But my favorite part is the neck and the back pillows. It makes me want to sleep in this thing. So that's about it. If you want this chair, go check out the link in the description for 20% off. Now back to the video. Chris D'Elia's best Joe Rogan episode was 5 years ago, episode 980. He had 2.6 million views for a total score of 0.21.
Like Game of Thrones. I watched it for 4 seasons. I know you love that fucking show.
How dare you?
I know, but
How
I just,
dare you?
you know what? It's not my style of show, man.
What are you saying? You mean awesome?
No,
You
it
don't like
is awesome.
stuff?
No, it is awesome, but it's only awesome. It's like Breaking Bad. The reason why I love Breaking Bad, the reason why Sopranos I love it so much is because there's fucking humor in it, man. There's humor in it sometimes. There is zero humor in Game of Thrones.
True.
And I get that that's a style, but I just can't be sucked into something for 5-6 seasons where nobody trips, where nobody is just like awkward at a table, and they're just talking about dragons in the most serious fucking way.
Yeah, but there's real dragons back then. They had to deal with it.
Tim Dillon's best still standing episode took place a year ago, episode 1525, that had 7.5 million views, giving Tim Dillon a total JRE score of 0.63.
Just polos, just
Yeah.
like this, just ill-fitting polos.
Yeah.
Ill-fitting polos for the American racists.
Polos are a
Tim
weird
Dillon.
choice. Like, why is it that is like
It's the only thing I wear.
golfer dorks wear?
You know what it is? I've always wanted to look like I've had money, and I've never looked like it. And there's a type of guy that's from, and a lot of them live in New York or Long Island or Boston, by the way.
Yes, Izod.
Yes, and they wear these fucking polos and they have no fucking money. And that's the kind of guy that I am, where it's like, I always want to look, but they're always sunburned and they've always got like an ill-fitting thing, like the collars, like this collar's all fucked up because I tumble dry it in the wash like an animal. I look like a golf pro who's failed at everything. And his
Yeah.
wife left like
John Daly's brother.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the look. And when you have the look, you just honor the look.
Joey Diaz might be one of the most legendary JRE guests of all time. I know that's how I found out about Joey Diaz, was on this show, and a lot of these other guys too. His best episode, though, was 3 years ago, episode 1140, that had 14 million views, giving Joey Diaz a total JRE score of 1.17.
He had a dog, and when it was too cold, he just let the dog shit downstairs. And there was like 20 pieces of little rolled up shit that had been, you know, like when the juice goes out of them, they just roll up. What's those things that you use as a
Organ, what are those? Accordions?
It was like a piece of shit shrinks like an accordion when the moisture goes out of it. It really does. So if you take a shit that's this big,
right,
and you put it in a box, come back a week later, it's like this big. How do I know that? Because I did it to a guy in prison. I took a shit in a welfare box one time. You know the one
Jesus.
You know the boxes of cheese where the cheese comes in, American cheese?
Yes.
This dude had long hair and would always try to play me like he was with the biker dudes.
Oh,
And
so
he
you
thought
took
he
a
was
shit in a box for him?
But he worked in the kitchen. He forgot I ran the kitchen, and it was all me and black dudes. So one day I got one of the welfare cheese boxes, and I took like a 22, 24-inch. It looked like a lizard. It was just long, like, you know, thin at the end, like one of those things that
Tapered?
move
Like
a snail. That's what it looked like, a
snail.
long brown snail. And I fit it perfectly into this cheese box, and I took a flag, an American flag, like from the cheese, and I put it on top, and I put it in this drawer. And every night, and he had the first bunk on the way out, so everybody had to walk back, and all the black guys would open the door and go, "God damn, it smells like shit in this motherfucker." And he kept saying, "I know it does. I don't know why it smells like shit in here." And after like a month, one day he went in his drawer. Everybody kept saying, "Man, it smells like shit in here." He went in his drawer, opened it up, and he found this box. He opened it up, and I never forget him knocking on my bunk going, "I'm going to find out who did this to me." And I go, "What they do to you?" And he goes, "Look at this." And I go, "What is it?" And I knew it was shit. But it had shrunken down from the 24 inches to like 6 little inches. Really? It just shrunk down when all the moisture goes out.
Tom Segura is another Joe Rogan Experience OG. His best episode came 3 years ago, episode 1147, that had 5.2 million views, giving Tom Segura a JRE score of 0.43.
Like if I ate lasagna or something like that, I'm not talking to nobody about nothing.
No.
If you talk to me, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just going, what?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Brain shuts down.
What's that?
And I start to go like you know, those types of burps. The gut starts to like push out more, and then I'll start ripping crazy farts. Like I farted Christina made this pasta dish, and last night I farted so crazy. She goes, "Do you even respect me anymore?" Like I was like, "Yeah, but I mean, this is what's going on right now. This happens. This is marriage."
Theo Von's also been on the show multiple times. He actually credits his appearances on the Joe Rogan Experience for the reason why he wanted to start his own podcast. So that's pretty cool for all of us this past weekend fans. His best episode was 3 years ago, episode 1225, that had 6.5 million views, giving Theo Von a total JRE score of 0.54.
Oh, that's a So Right.
Yeah.
That's a Psoas massager. Isn't that great?
Psoas.
Yeah. That's this muscle in here.
Oh, I'm going to come on that thing. That thing feels fucking
hey,
good, bro.
bro.
Sorry, bro.
Rude.
That thing feels good.
You are so horny today.
Dude, I had to drive. It's like a 20-minute drive over here.
Oh, that gets you horny?
Yeah.
Driving? Nothing like driving.
Dude, no, I'll say this. Things that get me erect these days. Driving, being on planes. You know that.
Bumpy roads.
Not a bumpy road, bro.
Get one of those bumpy road boners.
Dude,
Those are real.
You asked me one time, remember they had a lady, I got an erection on a plane and she got pissed. She told the flight attendant to get me a blanket.
Yeah. Well, did you have it out?
No, I was asleep. And it was in my pants.
It was in your pants,
Yeah.
and she saw it somehow.
Yeah. She saw my pants because I wear lean pants.
Lean pants.
Or, I wasn't wearing like a
fat suit.
canvas or anything,
Oh,
or
like a
textile,
thick
something.
burlap.
Yeah.
Like a carpet.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
All right, that does it for round 2. Let's check the leaderboard. We got a new favorite with Joey Diaz at 1.99, Tom in second place with 1.17, Crystalia middling, and then Theo and Tim Dillon are tied for last at 0.81. And finally, the Church of What's Happening Now.
We're eating, we're smoking, we're living, we're breathing, you bad motherfuckers. It's a church. It's a church of what's happening now. What?
That was fucking dope, Joey.
What?
Why we left?
What? Black people. Chinese people. Polacks. Fuck it.
Joey Diaz has 796,000 subs on YouTube. We'll start with Aaliyah again. His first appearance was 4 years ago, episode 518. He had 344,000 views on that episode, giving him a total Church of What's Happening Now score of 0.43.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, the people you see up there.
Oh, one time I got off stage and this dude with a cast on is like, "Bro, you're fucking hilarious. Are you fucking..." And I'm like, this fucking asshole. I'm like, "Thanks, man." And I look and it's Shia LaBeouf. I'm like, "Oh, shit." I'm like, "What's up, bro? Thanks." My attitude changed. Such a fucking fake Hollywood moment. But I'm like, "Get this fucking guy out of here." "Oh, you're in Transformers? What's up?"
Tim Dillon was on the podcast 2 years ago, episode 759. He racked up 408,000 views, giving him a church score of 0.51.
When did you start doing comedy?
2010.
What made you get up?
What made me do it the first time?
Yeah.
I was in the mortgage business, and in 2009.
College educated?
No, dropped out of community college to do Percocet and sell subprime mortgages in Long Island, which I still believe is what I will return to. I believe stand-up is a sabbatical from my true calling, which is to work in a strip mall and have great lunches, serious lunches.
Tom Segura's been on the Church of What's Happening Now a bunch of times. Sometimes he's by himself, sometimes he's with Bert. But his best episode was 537. It was a solo episode 4 years ago. He had 647,000 views, which gives Tom Segura a Church of What's Happening Now score of 0.81.
That reminds me.
I told you.
Okay, that reminds me of something you said one time. I have no idea what you meant. You said, you go, black people eat to talk. And I go, what? And you said, I'm serious. Like they go to a restaurant to eat to talk. And you said, if somebody fucking talks while I'm eating, I'm going to fucking stab them in the neck. But you had a whole rant. I don't know if you even remember saying this, a whole rant about eating to talk. And I had never heard anything like it in my life.
It drives me fucking crazy.
He knows the exact trend.
He knows what?
You know the exact trend. You know what's going on.
Where?
Well, you know what he's saying. You know what he was talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about or no?
I don't know. Stone to the gills. Yes, needed that.
Now, Theo Von is probably the best The Church of What's Happening Now guest of all time. Every time that he shows up, it's huge numbers. But if you're a fan of Theo Von, if you're a fan of Joey Diaz, and if you're a fan of the church, then you know what episode we're talking about here. Happened 5 years ago, the Magic Mushroom episode. It was number 383. Him, Joey Diaz, Lee Syatt, they're all tripping shrooms. It's one of the best pieces of entertainment on the internet, one of the best podcasts in any category, not just comedy, of all time. This got 2 million views, which gives Theo Von a huge church score of 2.51.
Ever since I've been with him, I just get unlucky. I never had skin issues, and now I get styes if I look at a hot tub. so it's good.
Trust me. In about a day, I got a call. His ear is swollen.
Dude, that's why I sleep on my stomach.
You sleep on your stomach?
I do.
Like a fucking dead animal?
Yeah, of course.
Like an armadillo?
Yeah, or on my side. Or mostly either on my stomach or my side.
Jesus Christ. Do your arms touch the ground?
Yeah, of course.
How do you even do that, bro?
You have no idea, dog.
Who sleeps on their stomach? Face down?
No, I sleep, yeah.
Oh, face to the side.
I have pillows, yeah.
Oh, face to the side. Jesus Christ, I thought you slept face down.
You think I have like a massage table in my bedroom? And I just sleep? No, but
I just try to Dude, you're a fucking unreal, Lee.
I figure what we were talking about.
They should have dolls. They should have the Lee Syatt dolls, bro. They're indestructible, dude.
Obviously, Joey Diaz can't be a guest on his own show. It was hard to find, 3 different podcasts that all 5 of these comedians had been on. So we're going to have to get creative here towards the end, and we're going to use Joey Diaz's Tiger Belly appearance for his final score. So he appeared on the show 3 years ago. It was Tiger Belly 143. He had 1.4 million views, which gives him a massive score of 2.07, and he's already in the lead, so this is going to be huge.
I met a woman at Flappers one night, just very casually in the back. She was like she did something for Flappers, and I'm an old fucking man.
Come on, you look great.
What am I going to do with a girl? What am I going to hit on her? What am I going to do? What I got to offer somebody? I'm an old man. I got 55-year-old nuts. They look like they're 55. For a young girl to suck them, I wouldn't get no satisfaction on it. I'm just fucking somebody's world up. I'm just fucking somebody's world up. It's like one time Rogan asked me, he goes, did you ever have a girlfriend that committed suicide? No, but if anybody sucked my dick, I'd kill myself. Like, if I sucked my dick, I'd kill myself. It's disgusting. You understand me?
That brings us to the final standings. So without further ado, in 5th place with a score of 1.32, Tim Dillon. In 4th place with a score of 1.55, no longer the defending champ, ladies and gentlemen, Chris D'Elia. The bronze medalist in 3rd place with a score of 1.98, Tommy Buns, Tom Segura. The 2nd place finisher blew the first 3 people out of the water with a score of 3.32, the silver medalist, Theo Von. And that means with a score of 4.06, the new undisputed greatest podcast guest of all time, the one and only Joey Coco Diaz.
Get up, cocksuckers. It's all over.
Congratulations to Joey Diaz and everyone else who was part of this. Obviously, it's impossible to really say who the greatest podcast guest of all time is, but this is a fun video to make. We'll definitely do a part 3, so comment who you'd like to see in that. Make sure that you're following us on Instagram to get your free Joke World stickers. Shout out to everyone who's DM'd us and gotten these and put them up everywhere. It's awesome to see. And so just make sure you're doing that. The link is in the bio, and we'll see you next time.